Inclusive teaching, supporting all students in the college classroom. Talking it through, consultation about microaggressions.
Hi, Chandani. I wanted to talk to you about a situation that a faculty member brought to me the other day, about a situation that happened as she was wrapping up her class. Okay. She'd had two students. All of her students were engaged in some paired group work during the class. And as class was wrapping up, there were two women students that had been paired together, a white student and an Asian American student. And as class was wrapping up and the students were packing up, the instructor overheard the white student ask the Asian student what she was doing for spring break. Was she going home? And the Asian student replied that yes, she was going home to Southern California. And the white student replied and said, "Oh, but where's your real home? Surely it's not Southern California." Mm-hmm. And the instructor noticed that the Asian student kind of packed up her things very quickly and left, and she seemed a little upset. But she didn't really know what to do in this situation, if she should have done something in the moment, and how to make sure that there's no tension when the students come back to class next. And I wonder if you could give me some advice for that faculty member.
Sure. So that's a challenging but not uncommon situation. So I think it's helpful to unpack a few things, and we can start with the Asian American student because it seems like she's impacted in this situation the most, right? Okay. And so the comment about her not really being from Southern California, that is a form of a microaggression, mm-hmm. right? The white student is making her feel like she doesn't belong, that her feelings are invalidated, and that the information that she's sharing with the white student is not enough, mm-hmm. right? And this might be going on and happening to her outside of the classroom. It could have happened before to her, either by peers or even sometimes by faculty members, mm-hmm. And even in the outside world. And so it might seem like it's small things, but her feelings about not belonging are probably compounded by this point, right? Mm-hmm. And so maybe she doesn't feel like she can say anything, or she's heard it before, and it's just easier for her to remove herself from that situation.
Mm-hmm. And how do those feelings impact the student's learning?
Yeah, that's a great question. So for the student who feels like they don't belong in the classroom, she's now spending probably a lot of her mental energy thinking about what else her peers might say about her. Mm-hmm. And that is energy that she is not spending focusing on her learning in the classroom space. So it really can impact a student's learning when they're constantly thinking about threats to their feelings of belonging.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so what would you suggest that the instructor do about the white student? Is there anything that she should say to that student?
Yeah, so I think that sometimes students don't understand, right, that they've said something offensive to a peer, mm-hmm. right? So I think for the white student, maybe she thought it was okay to ask her peer this particular question because she's just trying to learn more about her, and it just didn't land that way. So I think it's the instructor's responsibility to really help that student understand the impact of their remark, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe that's not what they intended, but that impact is what really matters, because now her peer feels like she doesn't belong in the classroom space. Mm-hmm. So the instructor might work with that white student to help her apologize to the Asian American student, and really help her, the Asian American student, feel valued and like she belongs in that classroom space.
Mm-hmm. Are there any other suggestions or tips that you might suggest for this faculty member going forward?
Yeah, so I think two things. I think that the instructor should work to affirm the Asian American students' feelings of belonging in that classroom space. So really making sure to check in on her and let her know that she noticed what happened, and just to invite her in for a conversation. And that can really be meaningful for students to know that their instructors care in that way. Mm-hmm. And I would say for the instructor, for the future, if that instructor is going to assign pair work or group work in the future, to really build in time for the students to get to know each other a little bit better. Because sometimes they're just asked to jump into an activity and they really don't have an opportunity to build rapport with each other. Mm-hmm. So I think that can be really powerful. I would say the last thing I might talk to the instructor about is the overall course climate, right? So making sure to have frequent and transparent conversations with the whole class about what their environment should feel like, so that they can all work on that together.
Mm-hmm. Those are some strategies that you can use to help build an inclusive course climate. And we'll be reviewing some additional strategies throughout the course of this module.